Okay, welcome to Foundations and Pre-Calculus Math 10 with Mr. Johns. Today we are doing section 2.5, and this is using the sine and cosine ratios to calculate lengths. So just a quick review. Sine of an angle is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse. The cos of an angle is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, and the tangent of an angle is equal to the opposite side over the adjacent side. So if you give me any two bits of information, I can find the third one. In this section, we're going to be finding either the opposite or the hypotenuse or the adjacent using sine or cosine. So let's use sine or cosine ratio to find the length of a leg. So the leg will either be the opposite leg or the adjacent leg. So find the length of each indicated side to the nearest tenth of a centimeter. We know angle B here, and AC is the opposite leg, and BC is the hypotenuse. Opposite and hypotenuse, we're going to use the sine ratio. So the sine of angle B is the side opposite angle B over the hypotenuse. And this will be sine of B equals AC is opposite over BC, the hypotenuse. And now we need to plug in our values and solve for AC. So sine of 40 degrees equals AC over 15.6. Now I'm going to multiply both sides by 15.6 to get my unknown by itself. And I have 15.6 times sine of 40 degrees equals AC. So 40 sine times 15.6 equals 10.027. So AC equals 10.027 approximately. To one decimal, that's 10.0, or about 10 centimeters long. Let's try another one. So we know the angle D. DE is right beside, and it's not the hypotenuse, so it is adjacent to angle D. DF is the longest side opposite the right angle, and this is the hypotenuse. If I want to relate the adjacent and the hypotenuse, I need to use the cosine ratio. So cos of angle D is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. So cos of angle D is equal to DE over DF. So cos of 55 degrees is equal to DE over 19.5 centimeters. Now I can multiply both sides by 19.5. And then I will have what DE is equal to. So 55 cos times 19.5 equals, so DE equals 11.185 approximately. To one decimal, this is 11.2 centimeters long. There we have it. So this one I used cosine, this one I used sine, and that's how we find the length of a leg. Now we can use the sine or cosine ratio to find the length of the hypotenuse. We need to know the measure of the angle and the measure of one of the legs, whether it's the opposite one or the adjacent one. So Find the length of each hypotenuse to the nearest tenth of a centimeter, or 1 decimal. So we have angle J, and what we need to do is look at the side we're given, which is the side KM, or this, well, we're given sine J, so we want to have the side opposite angle J over the hypotenuse. So this is Km over JK. So the sine of 39 degrees is equal to 17.4 over JK. I'm going to multiply both sides by JK because I want it off the bottom of the fraction. JK times sine of 39 degrees equals 17.4. Well, now remember, sine of 39 degrees is just a number, and I want to make JK by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by sine of 39 degrees. So JK is equal to 17.4 over sine of 39 degrees. So the side opposite of angle J is Km, the hypotenuse is JK, and we're using the sine ratio. So now I just need to take 17.4 and divide it by 39 sine equals 27.649, I'll round it up, and this is approximately 27.6 centimeters long. So there, that's the length of this hypotenuse. Okay, let's try this guy. We are given angle S. QS is adjacent to that. RS is the longest side opposite the right angle, so this is the hypotenuse. So, adjacent and hypotenuse, we use the cosine to relate those two. So, the cos of S is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. I'm going to skip my substitutions, go straight to my substitution. So I want cos of 29 degrees equals the adjacent I'm given, which is 11.9, the hypotenuse I want to know, and I'll call it RS. Now I'm going to multiply both sides by RS. And I'll have RS equals RS times cos of 29 degrees equals 11.9. Now I'm going to divide both sides by cos of 29 to get my RS by itself. And RS equals 11.9 divided by cos of 29 degrees. So 11.9 divided by 29 cos equals 13.606, or to 1 decimal, 13.6 centimeters. And there we have it. I was able to find the hypotenuse given the adjacent side and one angle. Okay, let's use sine or cosine to solve a problem. So this will be a word problem. Sam and Sophie are building a wooden ramp for skateboarding. The height of the ramp is 0.75 meters. The ramp makes an angle of 8 degrees with the ground. What length of plywood do Sam and Sophia need for the top of the ramp? So I want to figure out the hypotenuse here. What I'm going to do is call this P for plywood instead of using DE. We know angle D. The side opposite of angle D is EF. And the hypotenuse is DE, which I'm actually going to call P. So the sine of the angle is opposite over the hypotenuse. So sine of 8 degrees, the opposite side is 0.75 meters. Instead of using DE, I'm going to just use the letter P for my plywood. Then I can multiply both sides by P. P over P is 1 over 1, so 0.75. Now I need to divide both sides by sine of 8 degrees. So P is equal to 0.75 divided by sine of 8 degrees. So P is equal to 0.75 divided by 8 sine equals 5.389 approximately. I said P. So Sam and Sophia need about 5.4 meters of plywood. So here we substitute our opposite. It was equal to 0.75 meters. Our hypotenuse was equal to P. We multiplied both sides by our letter P and then divided both sides by the sine of 8 degrees to give us our length in meters. They should have used feet because that's how plywood comes. So, your assignment for section 2.5 is number 1, 2A, 4A, and then number 5 and 6. Good luck. Let me know if you need help.